And in Upcountry Maui, Hawaiian Electric has activated its Public Safety Power Shutoff program because of the high winds and dry conditions. This will leave about 330 customers in the dark tonight, and residents should prepare for this to last into tomorrow morning. HECO officials say they only activate the program as the last line of defense to protect lives and reduce the risk of a wildfire. That risk has also prompted your First Alert Weather team to declare a First Alert Weather Day. HNN meteorologist Drew Davis is here with more. Drew?